Are you confident you can still put the bin out without the help of Anne Widdecombe on the campaign trail then, Nigel?
Well, it's remarkable, isn't it? I mean, here is a by-election. Here we have 78,000 registered, legitimate voters, and the Labour and Conservative parties are treating them with such contempt they don't even want to contest the by-election. So effectively, they got behind a guy, and, you know, John Harvey's his name. He is a writer for BBC left-wing comedies, and he's the representative of the Uni Party. And it says an awful lot. You know, Labour, of course, with Burnham coming in, don't want to lose their deposit. But here's the remarkable thing. In 2019, in that general election in Clacton, the Conservatives got 31,000 votes.
Yeah.
72% of the vote, one of their biggest wins in the whole country. Since then, twice they've tried to stop the county council elections in Essex going on. Now they oppose a general election with Burnham coming in from the outside, and they're not going to contest Clacton. I find it absolutely remarkable. I think it's contemptuous of the public. I really do.
When you were working out the other day what to do, and you'd had this, as I'm paraphrasing you here, but, you know, this kind of onslaught, this disproportionate focus, this constant debate about everything from, you know, the socks you'd purchased a few years ago to who might want to lend you a few quid, all of that. When you decided that this was the route to go, Nigel, did it occur to you at any point that it might just be you and a bin up there at the hustings, and that the Tories, the Lib Dems, even the Greens, Labour would all drop out? Was that ever thrown up as a possibility?
No, I didn't think that for a moment. But you know, they have acted in concert with each other as the Uni Party. They're trying to turn it into a joke. But I mean, frankly, there shouldn't just be a Clacton by-election going on. There should be a general election going on. We've got a new Prime Minister coming in, you know, who's got no mandate of any kind at all. And I think the public are pretty sick of this game of musical chairs that goes on in number 10. So, no, I didn't expect them all to act together the way they did. But, as I say, they are the Uni Party.
And just finally, a final point on this. What does campaigning in Clacton look like? Because there's another big election you've got to fight, and that's the Manchester mayoral one as well.
I know, there's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. There's also a police and crime commissioner election going on in Norfolk. And there are by-elections, of course, every week. And I'm pleased to report that Reform last night had gains in England, Scotland and Wales. So whatever the mainstream media Westminster pile on, people are out there voting for us. Yeah, it's going to be a busy few weeks, but I want to use it to highlight the local issues that are affecting people's lives in Clacton, including a beach landing of illegal migrants last week, are also national issues. And whilst the Times and the Mail and whoever else can attack us every day, the truth is we're not discussing spiralling national debt. Nobody has got a serious solution, well, not at least the government hasn't, to stopping the boats coming across the channel. You know, the welfare bill's out of control. We're not debating the proper issues, and so rather than running away from this media pylon, and I repeat the fact, I've broken no laws, I haven't evaded any taxes. You know, there is a question that standards will look at as to whether I should have declared this gift or not. I believe it was private. They may take a different view, but that could go on for a year, we're told. So rather than running away from it, I'm running towards it, and I hope this by-election, whatever the attempts of the Uni Party to sort of turn it into a joke, I'm going to use it to have some serious debate about national issues.
I would have thought as well. I mean, just on that inquiry thing, I know there's a suspension of the standards committee thing, but I mean, how long can it take somebody? Surely half an hour to go, yeah, that was within the rules, or it wasn't within the rules. You would think.
Remember that the whole thing with Boris Johnson went on forever, didn't it? Went on forever.
Yes.
Yeah, and apparently Lucy Powell, the deputy leader of the Labour Party, has said it could take up to a year.
That's insane. I mean, what kind of system are we running here when that would take a year? No, Donald Trump posted and made the point that this is the sort of anti-Trump playbook playing out on you.
Well, that's what I believe, and that's why I thought, well, let's put it to the public. Let them, I mean, they've got the same level of information as the Standards Committee have got. Let them make a decision. Let the people decide.
And I made this point consistently this week, and I know that, you know, there's been all manner of people piling in on this. I think, to me, it's really rather simple. This thing could be sewn up within moments, but as you allude to there, Nigel, I think some people quite like elongating these things for whatever reason. It could mean, however, if they said, look, Nigel, yeah, OK, there's nothing wrong with, you know, you received some money, that's fine, personal gift. However, you should have done this, fine. If that meant that there has to be another by-election, then, because this is the other thing that keeps coming up, the Tories keep saying it, Kemi Badenoch said it, I think the Greens and others, oh no, we'll take part in a proper by-election, as if this current one is not authentic.
That is an insult to 78,000 voters. That is a complete insult to them. Look, I can't speculate on the future. All I can speculate on is what's going to happen in the next few weeks. And I'm asking voters to stick two fingers up to the establishment.
Nigel, good to talk. Have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine in Clacton. Nigel Farage, leader of Reform UK.
A by-election is coming. 78,000 voters are waiting, and two of the biggest parties in the country have looked at the battlefield and quietly legged it. No Labour candidate, no Conservative candidate, just an empty chair where democracy's supposed to be standing. Welcome to Clacton, the seat nobody in Westminster wants to touch. So who is actually standing? A gentleman named John Harvey, a comedy mitre with BBC credentials, running for what Nigel Farage cheekily brands the Uni Party. Not university, uni as in united, as in Labour, Conservatives, Lib Dems and Greens, all somehow humming the same tune. Farage's argument is simple. When the biggest parties refuse to compete, that is not strategy, that is contempt for the voter. And here is the plot twist. This isn't some no-hope backwater seat. Back in 2019, the Conservatives smashed it here. Over 31,000 votes, 72% of the share. One of their strongest results anywhere in the country. Fast forward to now, and that same party can't even find a candidate. That's like winning the cup final and then refusing to show up for the trophy. Now, let's zoom out, because this isn't just a Clacton story. Reform UK has been quietly racking up wins across England, Scotland and Wales, all while Manchester picks a mayor and Norfolk chooses its police commissioner. It's an entire chessboard moving at once, and Farage is positioning himself as the disruptor standing outside the velvet rope. On the ground in Clacton, the issues write themselves. Small boats landing on the beach, literally on the sand where families holiday. Channel crossings climbing, national debt stacking up like an unpaid bar tab nobody wants to settle. Welfare spending ballooning, and, according to Farage, a media class more interested in gossip than genuine policy debate. Which brings us neatly to the gossip. A £500,000 donation, under scrutiny for over a year now. Farage insists no laws were broken, no tax dodged, but admits there may be a fair question about whether a private gift needed declaring. His solution? Let the standards process grind on for however long it takes. Boris Johnson's case took the better part of a year, and let the real verdict come from the ballot box, not a committee room. Here's the honest bit. Whatever your politics, if Farage wins this convincingly, he doesn't just win a seat, he wins momentum, headlines, and a very loud microphone heading into the next general election. Thanks so much for watching Britain Unpacked. We'll see you in the next one.